I've got to say, this one is pretty darn spectacular, right? This one might well be the kind of best till last. Visually, very impressive. Thematically, excellent. I think this one's going to make a lot of engineer mains very, very happy indeed. And I've got to say, the design elements here, oh, I'm spoiling it. I'm spoiling. No, let's go. Let's go. No spoilers. Spoilers. Ooh, NG Mechanist.
No one makes
Golem
friends like a Mechanist.
Let's go. The big boy.
With the power and beauty of Jade Tech, they never fight alone.
Look at that thing.
They summon a customized
beautiful
Jade Tech battle mech to fight alongside, calling the shots with powerful mech command skills and mace attacks.
Hell yeah.
Whether it's melee, range, or group support, adapt to any situation by choosing the traits that best suit your situation.
So,
this engineer mech is truly the all-purpose multi-tool of any Guild Wars 2 squad.
It's got arms spinning around. Oh my god. I gotta say, that looks amazing, guys. You know, like, I think that is some serious class fantasy right there, guys. We have got some class fantasy going down right now, and it is amazing. Look at that thing. Look at it go. Like, the green lights there. Does the mod... Wait, actually, I want to check something. Does the model change? Is it, like, the same model all the time? Or does it look different based on the traits you take? Maybe it doesn't. That would be insane if it did. I really hope it does. But I'm not totally sure, actually. If it does actually modify itself, it might be the same thing. Oh, the arms change? Oh, I love stuff like that. So that's really, really cool, actually. If the arms are different. Oh, yeah, that one's got, like, swords on it. Yeah, does the other have, like, laser beams, too? Oh, yes! Dude, I love that. That is very, very cool. Now, there are a few really interesting things that actually got said here. And by the way, guys, ArenaNet need to get their story straight, because you know how they said that the Mechanist has command skills? This is actually not true. There was an article, I believe, on MMORPG.com or something like that, that actually confirms that you get signets with the Mechanist. So a passive component and an active component that will cause the golem to do something. So what is this? This is actually a pet, right? This is basically a pet. Everyone was right. You know, the little leak where you could click on the NGF4 to rename your pet is exactly that. You will be able to have this around permanently, I presume. And summon this and change it based on your trait and make it do stuff. This is probably the elite skill, by the way, because they talk about this Jade Buster Cannon or something like that in the article too. That's it. Okay, it looks pretty damn cool. Now, okay, I'm actually going to rain on the parade a little bit, guys. Okay, are you guys ready? AI in this game is not always that good. And maybe they've improved it. Maybe they've made it a lot better. Maybe there's custom scripting for this thing. But sometimes ranger pets in particular can feel extremely unresponsive. Hopefully that's been addressed here to make it a little bit better. There were also a few things about the weapon. The mace applies barrier, by the way. So this actually has a lot of kind of inbuilt support. You can spec the golem into support here as well. And you have shield offhand. You know, for PvP, I'm immediately thinking, oh my god, bunker NG. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, no. Bunker golem. Bunker bust down golem is here. A giant reflect bubble there as well that, I don't know, it could almost look like a time warp. Could apply like slow or something like that, even like some kind of other debilitating conditions here. But I mean, all these animations look amazing. This is really cool class fantasy here. I think the signets will be really interesting as well. I think that the, for example, the signets won't just be like, oh, you get extra stats. It will be like, there'll be some kind of passive effect, like, you know, golem abilities do something else, right? Or an activating that will make a golem do a skill. It'll be some kind of passive that changes something about the way the golem operates, or something about how the way the class mechanic operates. I actually suspect, by the way, that, oh, wait, no, I know what they meant with command skills. I wonder if you lose your tool belt skills, but you get, like, direct control over the golem. That would be really good, I think, because, fun fact, they also leaked this about the Ranger spec. The Ranger spec is also going to give you direct control over your pet. Well, it's not leaked. It was in the article, right? In an article, they talked about this a little bit. So there was a bit more invasion. We'll talk about that at the end of this kind of segment, actually. But yeah, really cool stuff, actually. So I'm really expecting great things from this golem. It looks amazing. I love that the arms change when it has different abilities. It can do ranged melee and so this is elite spec design, by the way, guys. This is what it looks like. Instead of having, oh, you can be a harbinger that presses the exact same buttons but gives quickness, or oh, you can be a harbinger and also do power damage. Wow, it's so creative. No. One build, right, or sorry, one spec, 3 different ideas. Support, okay, range, melee. 3 different play styles. That's correct. That's elite spec design. Not, oh, you passively pulse quickness as well, and maybe you do power damage while pressing the exact same buttons as every other Harbinger build. No, that ain't good. Or like, oh, I'm on my Virtuoso. I'm pressing all the same buttons. Okay, but I do power or condi, but it's basically the same. Or, oh, I'm playing Willbender, but I just go in the down state. It's my Elementalist roleplay. No, okay. Low energy. This is big, okay? The golem is going to change. The traits are going to change it. Maybe give it new skills and abilities that you can use. The way I actually expect it to operate is that when you take a different trait, it might even change the way some of the F skills work, because you might have control of them. So, you know, if you take a trait, it might say, ooh, now you can, now, oh, in fact, maybe, oh, I wonder if they've done it. Do you think that it's actually the Grandmaster trait that is like ranged melee support, and it completely changes your F skills depending on which one? So you can take range golem, and that's a different set of F skills. And you have melee golem, again, different set of command skills. And then support golem, different. Whoa, I wonder if they did it. That, maybe they did do it. I like that. I think that's really cool. Actually, that is big. That is extra juice right there. Very big juice. Signets are fun too. I kind of like signets. They're actually, I think they're a very well-designed type of ability. There aren't that many really well-designed signets, truth be told, but I think they're a cool ability type. For example, stuff like Signet of Undeath on Necromancer, I think is really cool because the passive and the active are both good. So you have that trade-off, like, do you want to give up the active? Do you want the passive, right? Really cool. I think that's a really nice signet, for example, that, you know, sees a lot of really interesting gameplay, right? Like, what do you want? I don't know. You tell me. Change it. So I think there's a lot of potential that, with these abilities, that they can have a really cool trade-off between the active and the passive component with these signet abilities. The mace, yeah, okay, maybe not that one, Nico. Okay, not Signet of Mercy, but you know, you have that. That's a really fun design, I think. I love that this looks like it's going to be very versatile and be able to do like a bunch of different things depending on how you spec it out, but different play styles, guys. That's the key to me, right? Is that, you know, the buttons and the way it's going to play out will be different based on the abilities and traits that you pick, which to me is the most important thing about a build, is that Buildcraft should change what your build does instead of just making it pull something different passively like Harbinger, right? Mace, interesting too, like a support weapon for NG actually, which by the way is very, very needed. If you actually think about Engineer, it doesn't really have that many main hands, particularly in the support department. In fact, it doesn't have any. It has the shield for offhand because it can do AoE protection with the shield offhand, but it doesn't have a main hand to supplement that. Now you do. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, AoE barrier on a main hand sounds pretty damn scary. Just saying, right? That sounds pretty good, right? But we'll have to see how the numbers are tuned for that, of course. And are there any boons? Are you guys seeing any boons here? Because NG already has alacrity, guys. It's already got a lack. Is there any, sorry, it already has quickness, sorry. Does it have alacrity? Is there any alacrity? You're seeing confusion, so the mace can apply confusion. These mobs have confusion on them, okay? So you can see that there. Is there any alacrity popping up here? Because it does have quite a distinctive effect. It's not purple. It's kind of like a rainbow colored thing, right? That kind of bursts off people there. So I'm just curious if they actually show it here, because I would definitely expect this to be an alacrity generator, or at least have boon support. Maybe it won't be alac actually, because it will simply have loads of boon output, like protection and stuff like that from the golem when you're in support mode, combined with the barrier, and it won't have alacrity, but I could definitely see it. I could see it being also an alacrity generator. So it looks like Mace, by the way, is actually... Dude, look, Specter, Scourge V2. Is this Scourge V3? AoE barrier, support component, Condi DPS with confusion on Mace. Scourge 3 enabled, guys. Let's go. Right? I mean, like I said, I hope the AI is a little better, because that could get very, very messy, to be honest. I'm loving these golem animations. I'm loving the energy here as well, guys. It's got a cool name as well. It's got a cool icon. Mechanist gameplay is here. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Oh, I can't wait for tomorrow, guys. Watch that stream. Watch that reveal stream. Dude, they really did say... Dude, this is crazy. Like, NG and Thief, these are the fire specs, okay? These are the fire ones. Actually, I think Ranger is... Dude, they actually did save the most CMC drink inducing one stars. These ones are intense. Like, guys, seriously, look. Guardian mains, seriously, guys. Guardian and Ellie mains are in shambles right now. Imagine releasing Mechanist, okay, Untamed, and Specter in the same expansion as Catalyst, Catalyst, Willbender, and Virtuoso, okay? Like... Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That is, you hate to see it. You hate to see it right there. So why did I say Ranger there? The Ranger one actually sounds really cool, by the way. And actually, the news about Ranger really excites me, because while we're here, I'm actually going to kind of talk about some other details that came out about all three of these new elite specializations. There was an article on MMORPG and a few other sources. The Ranger one is actually cool, okay? Someone can link the article as well. Someone's got the article, link it. The Ranger one, you have like a mechanic where you like unleash energy and you can swap it a bit like a Rev Legend. You swap it between you and your pet. And here's the thing, guys. Check this out. The Ranger one gives you more direct control over the pet, which I think, one, is much healthier competitively speaking, because pets are a little bit with the way they are. They're a bit gimmicky to use. And secondly, it also is just better for the player, right? Because like having more control kind of makes that AI element a little bit less annoying, right, to play with. And I expect to see a similar system on the Golem, where the player has a lot of control over how the Golem operates and plays out, massively improving the AI experience for both who you're playing against and for the player there too. So the Untamed thing is really, really cool in that regard as well, I think. Very, very exciting stuff, actually. Oh, yeah, and the ability type for Untamed is Cantrip. You can't really say too much about that, but it seems like their AoE abilities, again, could be really good for World vs. World. And here's the fun one, actually. A little bit of a final detail here. What Specter gets, and this, in my opinion, cements it as probably a really solid support for PvE, and potentially some usage even. A bit of a weird usage in World vs. World, but possibly. And also could definitely be good in PvP, because mobility is always good. Specter gets Wells. Go, oh, that's boring, Teapot. But wait. The Wells are all Shadow Steps. That's right, guys. Thief is getting another 5 Shadow Step abilities. Yeah. That's an interesting one right there, okay? That is a very, very interesting one. So basically, the way the Spectre is going to work is that you teleport right over to the you teleport right over to a target, or an AOE maybe, or an area or something like that. And then you. So this is what you see here. We can actually look at this video here. Check this out, guys. Check this out. If we move over here, see this? This would actually put down a well. So when this thief teleports in on Spectre, it will put down a well. at the location where she emerges for more damage or whatever, or for some kind of effect. Or maybe sometimes it's where you start, maybe it's sometimes where you end. It's not totally... Yeah, it could be short range, but it actually doesn't look like that. So this, now we know this is going to be some kind of well ability here too. Like, it's kind of a long range, like a long range teleport, right? Long range shower step there as well. Long animation, yeah, that's true, but you know, still kind of interesting. But of course, we'll see more on that later. Oh, and by the way, guys, we got baited. ArenaNet just trolled. The Scepter on Specter is ranged, okay? But for some reason, this player using it never showed it be ranged. I'm shit you not, guys. I shit you not, right? I'm not joking, right? The Scepter is ranged. They confirmed in the post that you like hurl shadow magic at people, okay? But because they just never showed it in... They just didn't show it, so everyone's like, whoa, why? And because it's got a melee animation, because here's the thing, right? It's using a melee animation here with the Scepter, with this, right? Like, it's got the triple chop from Warrior, so everyone's like, oh yeah, it's like melee, but it's got effects on it, right? You know, oh yeah, it's like 130 range or whatever, right? But there you go, guys. There you go, right? All the projectiles flying around. Well, I mean, it looks melee, right? It's only used in melee. And you can have, look at that, okay? Look at this. You got like a swipe there, right? Like, this is clearly, you know, like a melee style attack. Yeah. You know, it looked like it was melee, for sure. You can see the projectiles. Irrelevant. You can have like a spell effect that comes off and still make it melee. In fact, there are weapons that are like this. For example, stuff like Firebrand Axe is actually very much like this, where you have like a weird projectile coming off it while you swing it in melee. There are actually weapons in the game that actually behave this way with a slight projectile or particle effect. Rev Sword is a bit like this too, actually, and has like weird flaily particles on it, and can be in melee, or at least the old version of Rev Sword 2, and the auto attack is a little bit. So yeah, that's not actually that exceptional. Not as exceptional as you think. But yeah, it's confirmed range. Yeah, Sword has projectiles too, actually, on Guardian, for example. Like, you know, the projectiles don't actually mean anything. Oh yeah, Rev Mace has like a little poison projectile on it too on the third auto attack. Exactly right. So that's very, very cool. Cool information there as well. So the Ranger has like AoE cantrips. Spectre has Wells with Shadow Step. And also, here's the mechanic, guys. You sacrifice like half your initiative pool or something like that, but you get this secondary mechanic Siphon where you like drain people for shadow energy. Oh, it's gonna be awesome. It really was the best till last with all of these elite specializations. These are gonna be fire, guys, okay? And by the way, Mel is saying that pets suck in PvE. Listen, what he does not realize is that when you hit F2 on Ranger, it literally goes insane. Your pet juices up. It roids out, guys. Okay? This is what happens, guys. Okay? This is what happens. When you go for these abilities, guys, it gunblades you. It dragon slashes. You know, CMC, he actually used Blade Sworn as a woman. See that attack there, guys? 1 billion damage. See, look. They actually had to do it in slow motion. The mob had to fall over in slow motion because it does 1 billion damage with that green attack there, guys. I love to see that. Very, very high energy. Some really cool information. Well, it's a little bit late to get these information. Okay, right. A little bit of critique here. Bonus meme before I, end this. Otherwise, it's going to be like a 10,000 hour YouTube video. But guys, ArenaNet, it might be a really good idea if you guys told us about all the really hype stuff, instead of putting it in a third-party article that not that many people will read. Just a little tip there to the old marketing team, right? Because all the stuff that we found out days after your trailer is really hype, okay? And when people saw this, they were like, dude, Ranger seems so underwhelming. Like, wow, that looks so lame. But then an article says, oh yeah, by the way, you get more control over your pet. You swap natural, raw, untamed energy between your pet and yourself. Sounds a lot better than whatever this says.
While their pet's attacks are bolstered by raw primal energy.
Wow, why crazy.
The power of nature flows back and forth.
Nature, flowers,
the Untamed and their animal companions,
trees,
empowering their killing blows.
Yeah. Now give us the juice. Okay. What's he talking about? It's pretty cool stuff there, guys. Guild Wars 2 Ender Dragons. Massive reveal tomorrow. But that's it. There is the news. That is all the news. Very exciting time, and the final elite specialization reveal coming up just tomorrow. And actually, of course, this is going to trigger a new set of competitions too. So definitely check this out as well, guys, right? If you're watching this on YouTube or watching this wherever, we're also going to be running another and final benchmark competition and a 3v3 tournament of all of the new elite specializations coming up very, very shortly during the beta weekend, which is going to be next week. So definitely stay tuned for that one, guys. Very, very exciting indeed. It's going to be a big tea time, a big monthly AT on the weekend, and a big beta as well. And I can't wait to see all of these in action as well, because you'll be able to test all of the elite specializations and the Siege Turtle towards the end of November into December. So a very exciting time. And actually, I'll get into this a little bit later, actually, guys, for the final beta. But we are going to be running hopefully, a PvP show match between two of the top teams in the world. Okay, 5v5 just for fun there with all the new elite specializations. And also, maybe, if I can get people to agree to it, a raid show match between, again, like a raid best of 5, or maybe just like 5 maps, speedrun with only the new elite specializations to see how they perform. But until then, okay, that'll do it for this one, I think, okay? Very exciting news. These elite specializations are fire. Let's see if they are as good as they look, or if they're going to be, unfortunately, just bad, right? We'll find out tomorrow, guys. But that's it. There you go. Incredibly exciting. You love to see it. You love to see it.